To Geeks Around, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. discussion. This is episode FZZT, which is the 6th episode of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see. Yes. And we're going to be discussing basically this pretty awesome episode. I thought it was pretty awesome. I'm your host, Matt Moore, and we are here with, starting from the left, Andy. I never pronounce your last name. Can you pronounce it for me so I don't?
Babakt.
Babakt?
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
Okay. Andy Babakt.
Yes. How you all doing
And
tonight?
what did you think of this episode?
It was pretty intense, and that's good.
Okay.
And
Next,
Go on.
Oh, go on.
I think they are finally finding it. They're really finding their tone now. Finally, after a few episodes, and it's so balanced, and it's it fits.
Gotcha. Next we have Charles Whedon. How we doing, Charles?
Doing great. It was a great episode. I'm so excited to talk about it, and that's it.
Okay, cool. And last but not least, we have Isaiah Mullins. How we doing, Isaiah?
I'm doing great. Doing great, sir. How about you?
How did you like the episode?
Well, I personally loved it. Like I Spy and the girl with the flower, the last one before that. And I have my special jacket on. See how much I love it, which now you can't see.
Yeah, we don't
can't.
really care about your special jacket.
I
Don't
do.
be hating, Josh. Don't be hating, Josh Whedon.
God damn it! Really?
You're welcome.
Charles Whedon. Charles, are you now Charles Wheaton?
God
It's
damn it!
Josh. He's Josh Whedon now.
I am not Joss Whedon. I can never be as good as him.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure.
All right. I'm trying to help
Although
you
your
out there.
last name sounds like Whedon.
Yes, my last name sounds identical to Joss Whedon's name, but it's spelled differently.
So
Yeah.
just
I am
get
not.
stuck with it.
I am not Joss Whedon.
All
No, we can
right.
see that.
How much
All right.
crap I get for Michael. So you know what? You can live with Charles Wheaton.
Yeah, but your last name is spelled the exact same way as his. But anyway, moving on with the discussion.
All right. Basically, we've got Sky, who is now electronically leashed, but they didn't really talk much about that in this particular episode. Really, not much to talk.
She mentioned it once.
And then, of course, they just mentioned it kind of briefly. A little hissy fit about it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. My thought is they should have probably had her in the first place. But that.
What, due to her affiliation with Rising
But,
Tide, that they should have had her leashed ever since they brought her on the team?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, they should have her on a leash or something like that because she was a high flight risk.
Yeah, I mean, there were people, when she first joined the team, there were people that had, questions as to how Coulson brought her on so quickly.
Right.
I think Melinda May was one, and Ward was another. Fitz and Simmons, they didn't have an issue with it. They thought it was going to be great when she joined the team.
They're pretty much absent-mindedless when it comes to those situations.
Yes. But,
Yeah. However, this episode, they were amazing.
yes, it was great, and I thought the whole thing with Sky being all electronically leashed and everything was cool. Monitoring all of her digital exploits and all that stuff, I thought it was great.
Same here.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And plus, they also had they only touched about it for a little
But
bit.
yeah. No, go on.
I was gonna say they touched a bit. Yeah, they already talked about it for a little bit, which is nice and all. But it was also in great detail how they should lax on her a little bit more. Like I know that she did something wrong, but they should really much lay off of her a little bit, just a little.
Well, Simmons and Sky station. I believe it was Simmons. Basically,
Yeah.
Sky got done all the apologies and said everything, and one on a personal level, just just on a professional level, they're what did they say? What did she say? Posts and every keystroke and et cetera, et cetera. Which
Oh,
I think
was
is
that
I don't know. I think they
which
should have been
was
doing, like I said,
which one's
beginning.
Fitz again? Who's Wilson Simmons? I get confused between those two.
This is
Fitz
the
is the
guy
guy,
Simmons.
and Sim is the girl.
Oh, it was Fitz. It must have been Fitz then, because he said it to her.
It was Fitz.
Yeah, it was Fitz.
Yeah,
He was doing
I
yeah.
can never remember which one is the guy and which one is the girl.
Well, Fitz sounds like a guy, and Simmons sounds, the name, they sound like, Fitz
Fitz
sounds
and
like a
Sim.
guy.
Originally, when they first announced that, I thought the character was going to be Fitz Simmons. That's what I thought.
That would
I
have
mean,
been
I
better
saw
too.
two
well,
different
hell, I mean,
descriptions.
in the episode, they even said that. I mean, Coulson walked up to them when they were like doing something in their lab, and he said Fitz Simmons, and I was like, wait, is he talking to one person?
Right.
Yeah.
He's definitely treating them as if.
Right. He
They're,
is
they're
treating him like
like,
if there was one person.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fitz is the guy and Simmons is the. And does it seem, at least in that scene, like Fitz has a crush on Sky maybe a little bit?
Oh, he has since the
Yeah,
pilot.
he has a crush on. He has a crush on everybody.
Yeah. The only
He's a
person he does
female.
not have the only person he does not have a crush on is Simmons. Because I think he thinks of her as a sister, maybe.
Not after that final scene.
Not after this episode. No.
No, I never noticed any potential romance to develop between Fitz and Simmons. I always got this sibling feel from the two of them,
Me
like they were like
too.
brother and
Until
sister.
this
Same here.
episode.
Same here. I
However,
did too.
however, I know this is going ahead of it, but there was something that happened near the end of the episode where they had a heart-to-heart between Fitz and Simmons, and just the way that Simmons was reacting to how Fitz was handling the situation, I think Fitz doesn't feel anything for Simmons, but Simmons might feel something for Fitz.
That seems logical. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe like they're gonna play it down further down the road, and you know what? I'm getting into the wild speculation area, so I'm gonna wait until the end of the episode to talk about this.
Okay. Yeah. We ended up having that heart. Basically, where Fitz realizes that Simmons has been there the entire time that he's been there, and but she keeps pushing him to go out and do more things, like join this team.
Right.
So I don't know. It's question is if join this team, whether Simmons would have gone without him, and I don't think she would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's like two peas in a pod.
But yeah. But one second. I'm sorry, I've been sick.
We can tell.
So getting back to the story, this dead troop leader investigating, and we floating in the air, and Simmons is the only one who is brave enough to actually walk up to the dude and get zapped.
Was it brave
At the
or
time,
really
we
stupid?
don't really think.
Well, when Simmons walked up to the floating corpse and she got zapped, I knew that she got infected with whatever affected him. Now
It was kinda obvious, too.
at that point in the episode, I didn't know what was going on. I still thought that it might have been somebody like Scorch from the last episode. It might have been somebody with some special power. But
I thought so. I thought so as well. But how they did it was very interesting too. Very, very interesting.
yeah,
I don't
Also,
know.
his last one was funny.
In this particular case, you kind of gotta between which one, whether it was brave or stupid by the end result. If it had not been something that infected her, then it would be considered brave. But because it was something that infected her, I guess it was stupid.
hmm
It's half and half.
Well, they didn't know it at the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, so they start investigating. It ends up leading to I'm trying what happens after that. that's I think right after that. See, I'm trying to do these hangouts without notes, and I'm failing miserably.
Um,
What happens after that? They end up they're in the plane again, and they realize that 20 kilometers away it's happening again, and they
right.
investigate.
Mhm.
It's
And
because it's still thinking someone else is like doing all these murders. So I think like there might be the culprit inside in the barn.
yeah, they realize that or they think that it's a set of murders going around, and
Right.
the guys hold up in the barn and so on and so forth.
Yep. And
The rakes have fallen down behind them, and they end up knocking him down with Fitz's little gyrocopters.
Mhm.
right. Gyrocopters.
I love those,
And-
by the way.
Yeah, they are kind of cute.
And
Wow, you say cute. Okay.
and it makes
Yes.
me wonder whether or not his copter now has that virus on it.
Maybe, but I don't. Even if it
I don't
does
think
have,
so.
well, the thing that was affecting the people, making them floating, was an alien biological agent. I don't
Virus.
think it was a virus basically, but it was a human virus. I don't think that it would affect the little gyrocopters.
Biological, yeah, you can say biological.
But I would think that even if something was to infect those gyrocopters, they don't really have any connection to any major networks, so they wouldn't really pose a threat.
Right, because only
Unless-
that's his computer.
Well, my
Yeah.
thought is if the virus can hold on and stay on a Cathari helmet, then
Chari.
it hang on
Chitauri.
and hold on to a gyrocopter.
Chitauri.
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 Watch your language. But if it can hang on to a Chitauri helmet, why wouldn't it hang on to a helicopter?
That's a good question.
Well, I mean, the thing that was going on with the Chitauri helmet, I mean, it's kind of like how a virus can piggyback on like a piece of fabric. It just stuck on there. While, however, the virus could get onto the drone, but it would not directly affect the little gyrocopter. It wouldn't. Not like like an infrastructure kind of way. I mean,
But what if it's
if you're talking about a way to where it like piggybacks onto the gyrocopter and then comes into contact with somebody else, and then they develop the sickness, then maybe. But I mean, like the gyrocopter got shocked, fell. Fitz grabbed it. If it was infected, Fitz would have been affected by it just as well as Simmons. So
right, and plus Fitz would already know that too, because he keeps a close eye on his droids. So it'd be pretty much impossible for him to
A little
capture
bit too
anyone else to
close.
yeah.
capture. He doesn't see the damn thing, or does he?
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, then we end up wrapping the story up. We have they find the third location. Coulson goes in, and Coulson talks to the firefighter.
Yeah,
We have
insane.
we have some like 9/11 thing here.
Mm-hmm.
These are the first responders into during this
Attack of-
particular.
Battle of New York.
And then Coulson has that amazing scene with
Tony.
with the firefighter, basically, yeah, telling him about his experience with death, and
Yeah,
that was a pretty cool scene.
Yeah, it was very telling too. Like he knows he died. He was actually expressing what happened when he died. So
And
was really nice.
it somewhat kind of revealed a little too much, or not too much, but it revealed more about like what happened to Coulson. I mean, they said that he was only like dead for like 8 seconds, and he said that it felt like it was longer. And then they're going to touch more on that throughout the rest of the episode.
Which we get a good scene between him and May or Maria. I can't remember their names.
May.
Agent May.
May. Yeah, Agent May. It was a really good scene between him and her.
Yeah. I like the fact that
Um,
he knows that they are lying to him. That's the thing that because he is a smart guy, so I think that makes
Mhm.
sense that he knows.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
that stupid.
He's
No,
not stupid at
I'm
all.
sure he determined that the people around him were hiding something from him. I
Yeah,
mean,
and then Agent M. How
May.
about that? May.
It's
I'm just
been
calling
6
M.
episodes.
I'm calling her
yeah,
M.
I think May is one of the people that knows what happened to Coulson.
Yeah.
I've
I
been
wouldn't
getting
be
that.
surprised if
she
he
might have
knew.
processed the paperwork.
Yeah, maybe she was a
Yeah.
paper pusher for who knows how long.
Desk clerk. But yeah, he had a scar too. She said you can never come
But
back
yeah,
from it.
and so he's talking to this firefighter, telling him how he saw the other side and how it was beautiful. And my thought is I'm wondering whether he associates that beauty with Tahiti, because supposedly he recouped in Tahiti and he kept saying it's a wonderful place.
Right.
Mm.
And I'm wondering if when he's talking about Tahiti, he's actually talking about that light. But we'll see more on that, I'm sure, later.
So
Hmm.
you think Tahiti is not really Tahiti then? It's just like a metaphor or, a code name or something?
Yeah, that's my
Well,
thought. Is that for him Tahiti is a metaphor for that light?
well, I don't know. I mean, Tahiti is a real place in the real world, so I think it's likely that it could be he could be in the actual Tahiti, but there might be like a shield station there, like the sandbox or like
Computers.
the slingshot, like that.
He was in the Matrix. That's what happened. He was in the Matrix.
No, he went to wherever Doctor Strange is.
Hey.
What like
Or
the,
Quantum Leap. He was in Quantum Leap.
Okay, all right. That actually gave me an idea.
Uh-oh.
What if that they're going to introduce Doctor Strange to the Marvel Cinematic Universe through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. by using him and his magic to bring back Coulson?
I don't think he will be introduced, but I think Magic will be first introduced on the show.
Yeah, because I haven't seen any magic yet on this show yet.
Well,
Yep.
there was
Advanced
Scorch.
technology, but not magic.
And human
Well, no,
evolution.
that's not true. Thor as magic.
Yeah, but he was in the show though.
Well, that's just it. Is he will be soon, or at least the results of his stuff will be soon, because not this coming up. The episode after that will be a direct episode based on Thor 2.
It will be the aftermath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the aftermath of Thor 2. But they all work in the same cinematic universe, so
Yeah.
the idea that magic does exist in this universe. So they could introduce Doctor Strange through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I don't think
I
I
hope they
think
don't.
I hope they don't
I don't
either.
think I don't think they can because Kevin Feige just he's talking a lot about Doctor Strange in the media that they are developing the script and so on. So I don't think he's coming to the show, but I still think Magic will be introduced on the show soon.
Okay. Looking at it that way, I think you guys are right. I think they shouldn't introduce any of the major movie characters in the show, but maybe like show off their like abilities, like mentioning it, like magic brought back Coulson and Doctor Strange was the one who did it, and they'd say it in passing or something.
Hmm.
Well,
And they
I
can
mean,
mention that
if
he met
they
a strange doctor.
Or Doctor Who.
Oh,
know Doctor Who.
Hey, you never know. He goes to universes.
it's like, hey, what's that thing flying over there? It's a blue box.
Marvel can
So
do that too.
So, so getting away from Doctor Who, which I love Doctor Who, it just does
Me
not
too.
belong in the Marvel universe.
Or does it?
No, it does not.
Are you sure?
No, sir.
Da,
No, sir.
da,
No.
da, da,
He's his own universe, really.
da, 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 da,
Now we got
da.
Charles singing.
I'm sorry, Charles. I missed that. Can you hum that again?
No,
I can show you this. Yes, I do
Um,
have my own sonic screwdriver.
Wow.
It is a
so,
poo.
wow, give me off base. So now we had that discussion about whether or not he actually had died for more than 8 seconds, or if it was just 8 seconds, and we have him walking away and allowing the guy to basically die. He let
Right.
the firefighter die peacefully, which was, I guess, kind of cool and inevitable. And
Yeah.
I thought, wow, that was a quick episode. We're done. And then I realized we were only halfway through.
Yeah,
Right.
same thing
I
happened to
know,
me.
right?
Yeah, I think Coulson was kind of broken up behind that too. He couldn't save him.
Yeah, during that whole scene, I thought it was already the end of the episode, and then as soon as he got up from the table and was about to walk out, I was like, "Wait a minute!" And I pressed the play pause button on my remote, and I'm like, "Wait a minute! It only says we're 26 minutes in. What else
Right.
is gonna happen?"
More
Yeah,
awesome
exactly.
stuff.
And that's when we get the actual storyline. The episode is from
The
that
actual
on.
meat, really.
Yes.
Is because of the fact that they're investigating Chitari helmet, and I think I'm going to call it from now on. They're investigating the helmet, and they that realizes that it transfers electroshock, and
Magnetic.
Coulson realizes, yeah, when Coulson realizes that she had gotten shot from the first victim, and that's
Right.
when he also notices that something's floating,
And he walks out carefully and calmly.
and
He looked so heartbroken.
yeah,
That was the sad part.
Yeah. I was like, well,
he very
kind of.
quickly moves out of the room and like closes the door, apologizing as he's doing it. And from that point on, he calls her Hannah, I think.
Gemma.
Gemma?
Gemma Simmons.
Gem.
Hmm.
Oh God, that's a terrible first name.
Oh, I
It's
think it's
unique.
all right. It fits.
Gemma. It's not like you shouldn't go to a Jamaican party.
Gemma, as in Gemma. Gemma.
Okay, well, you gotta kill my joke. I told you not to kill my jokes. Jeez.
And Fitz's
That's
name
what
is
I'm
Leo
here for.
Fitz.
Anyways, get back to the story.
But yeah, at that point on, basically she is the main character of that particular episode, or that half of the episode.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It's her trying to deal with her trying to find the cure, or the not the
Anti-serum.
the anti-serum.
Right.
Not vaccine, anti-serum.
Keeps correcting on what she's trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And they end up blowing up at each other and getting out like any negative feelings towards each other, like out right there. I don't know.
Yeah. That was really good wit too. They had a lot of good wit and a lot of good dialogue between those two. Finally.
It wasn't really that funny for
Yeah,
them. It was just
we ended up
serious.
having
What to me, I
We
find
end
it really funny.
we end up having an episode where where Fitz and Simmons are like the main characters, and we didn't get so much of the scientific gobbledygook.
Yeah, but it was like dialed back though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got it wasn't as much,
Right.
which was kind of cool. And then you the mice. They were testing the mice, and I kept thinking,
Poor
oh,
mice.
Poor mice.
mice.
Yeah, I bet Peter's gonna have a field day with that.
And they ain't gonna say shit.
I'm sure they didn't actually hurt any mice.
Right.
Yeah, during the episode credits, they said no animals were harmed during the entirety of this episode.
They were? Did they say that really?
No, I'm
Oh.
just saying that's what should have been at the end of the credits.
Oh man.
I was so focused watching the trailer, so I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was actually kind of nice to see the team actually worry about for one another. Like we see them actually bending to a team much better than previous episodes. So them caring
Yeah,
for one
more
another,
teamwork.
actually, care about for one another. That was actually good. Very, very good.
And yeah, somewhere around here we end up having the conversation with Sky and Ward, where Ward is, give me something to hit and I'll punch it, but invisible things I can't hurt.
Well, he can't fight something he can't see.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought it was kind of cool because he's all like, our job is for whatever it is that happens.
Right. And I think War is actually is lighting up to the team as well. He's not so hard. He's not so brutal at times. He's actually more playful with them. More what's that word I like to use? Relax. He's more relaxed.
I don't know, what's that word you like?
A more relaxed guy. He's not like a douche.
Ah.
I love the
So yeah,
invitation.
then
That was funny.
then we have
I'm Magic Van Ward. Oh, sorry, go on.
Then we have the science montage, and they're trying these various anti-serums. Then, of course, Fitz decides that he's going to jump and to go all in, so he goes into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Which understand what the problem of him going. So long as she didn't zap him, he was fine.
Mm-hmm. He wore protective gloves too, because he had to get the Chitauri helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember when he got the helmet out of the case, he picked it up with gloves, so he was wearing protective gloves.
Right.
Anyway, back to what Matt was saying.
So, sorry, my internet connection has me about a second behind everyone else. So.
Same here.
But
yeah,
I'm good.
So basically, yeah, you have Fitz going in there, and he's got the protective gear. So long as he doesn't actually touch the helmet, and he didn't like touch Simmons, he didn't zap him. Like, he was perfectly safe. I see what the big deal of having him go in there was. That was kind of romantic for me.
Well, because it was like a time limit though, because they got like 2 hours before she pretty much dies and the plane will go down. Go down, and they crash because it was over the Atlantic Ocean.
And that's the thing is they were talking about how from wherever they are to wherever they were going, they were 3 hours away from the land. Mm-hmm. They were, yeah, and it didn't make sense to me that was the case, because the fact, isn't it 3 hours to get from the Atlantic or to get over the Atlantic? Doesn't it take 3 hours? Which means they just
not with the bus
over water. So why couldn't they just turn around and land?
The bus was slow.
I guess.
Slow. I don't know. That's really a bad explanation of everything else. Like, all that technology, you can't make it go faster? Can't transform?
I know. You got to think.
Well, the plane can fly itself, so if the plane can fly itself and it has all that advanced technology in it, why can't it go a couple, whatever the word I'm looking for, faster?
Yeah, like...
They can't afford a special fix.
It's like, oh, sorry guys, it's too expensive. We have to make it go at half speed.
We can spend $12 million at the pilot, but we can't spend millions of dollars at the speed.
I blame Obamacare.
Thanks, Obama.
I'm ignoring that. Just so you know, I'm Obama for everything. And then,
Obama.
So we have this ticking time clock. They're trying to get from one side of the Atlantic to the other, and to wherever the sandbox is, which tell us where it is. And they have another science montage. They try it on the mouse, and it helps the mouse, and then it kills the mouse, and then it helps the mouse because
Yeah, I got
Simmons has already jumped out of
Yeah, Fitz knew it was gonna work. He just needed time. But again, Simmons lost all hope. Sad to say.
So Simmons jumps out of the plane because of the fact that she's afraid that she's going to explode and take down the plane, and she wants to be a team player. She wants to not hurt the team. And
That was pretty
so,
ballsy.
yeah. So what Fitz does is Fitz realizes that the serum actually helps. Oh, wait. She knocked out. I forgot to mention, she knocked Fitz out, which was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of
And,
weird too.
and right before she jumped out of the plane, or she didn't jump, she just fell backwards. Fitz woke up. He saw what was happening. He tried to open the door up, and he just started yanking at the door, screaming her name, like saying, "Stop! Don't do it!" I just thought that whole moment right there for Fitz was very, very good. That
Oh,
was
yes,
like
I agree.
that was my favorite scene for Fitz, just because of how he was acting during that scene. I thought that acting was flawless.
Well, I think Simmons did
I
an
agree.
amazing job too. Like how she
Oh, yeah.
explained that emotion. It was very
Yeah.
spot on.
Yeah, Simmons was great. This was I would like to say that like the second half of this episode was a Fitz and Simmons episode, and this is the first time where I was not annoyed by their presence. I thought that they
Same
were
here.
just, I
I've
just
never
thought
been
they were
annoyed
like
by
great.
them. And I've been annoyed by them, but I think they finally got some huge character development. You know, we learned about
Oh, thank
the,
you.
we learned about the fact that Fitz didn't really want to be part of this team. He wanted to be left at the academy, but Simmons was the one who made him go, come with him and so on, with her and so on. And so I felt that, I agree. The second half was a Fitzsimmons episode, and we needed it.
Oh yeah, we
Yes,
need it badly.
we needed it badly before those characters would be kicked to the curb.
Oh yeah, because I didn't like them whatsoever.
I liked them since the get-go, but it was just that they were put a lot in the background, and when they were being used, they were just saying funny stuff and scientific stuff that nobody would get. But now it
Yeah.
made sense.
Mhm.
Right. But man.
All right.
Whew.
And now we have Simmons hurtling towards the ground,
The
and
water.
is trying to put on a parachute. And
I
Ward
was
just
hoping he was saying Lola.
He failed miserably.
What was that, Andy?
I was hoping he was going to take Lola and fly down and save her.
That's just it. Is that's what a lot of people online had said? Is you have a
The car. that
car.
can
Why
fly.
aren't you chasing after her with the flying car? I'm
That's
thinking
right.
that it's not a flying car. I think it's a hover car. And if it's a hover car, it doesn't fly. It won't fly through the air.
That's
True.
logical. But then we wouldn't get that cool action scene. Well, yeah, action scene with Ward. Just saying.
And that was a good green screen or blue screen or
It
whatever.
really was.
I
It
think
was a little.
I think it was green screen because I don't think they use blue screen that much anymore. But
Okay, fine, I'm not good with the terms. I don't, red screen, whatever.
Whatever screen it is.
purple
High def
screen.
Pink screen.
Rainbow.
Yeah. But just the whole scene of him jumping down and putting the parachute on and opening up when he grabs Simmons. That scene kind of made me feel like that moment in the Avengers where Captain America jumped out in order to follow Thor and Iron Man when they were trying to fight for Loki and all that. Just it kind of reminded me of that scene a little bit. But then just this back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I just thought the whole scene was great. It was intense. It was emotional. I was on the edge of my seat during the entire time, and I would love to see more of that.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. That was like.
The director did
that
a
was
good job. And
Yeah.
he directed an episode of Arrow last year as well.
Oh, you did. Great job.
Episode
Then.
4.
What was 4?
I just thought it,
And
I
it
just
was
thought it was cool that Fitz was willing out of the plane for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he failed miserably again.
Yeah.
But-
And
It's Ward's fault.
I actually, for a second there, I thought Fitz was going to jump out of the plane.
I think he was not gonna jump. He was too slow.
Yeah, me too.
It's just if he had jumped out of the plane and grabbed her and then like saved her and they sent people down to pick him up and he saved her, I'd be like, I'd jump out of my chair and scream, "Holy shit!" I think that'd be a holy shit moment right there. And I was a little disappointed when Ward was the one to do it.
Well, Ward's the guy. He's the guy he's like Navy SEALs thing situation.
He's
that
the
guy.
specialist.
He's the
Yeah.
I'm Agent Graham Ward. I'm the specialist. I save everybody.
He's a D level character. How about that? He has no
And
powers,
that's
but
just it. Is if Fitz had jumped out of that plane and Fitz there and saved her, I'm sorry, but if I were Simmons, I would have had sex with Fitz on the rest of the way down. I would have been like, you just won. You just won. Let's have sex. But because it's Ward, you would expect that of Ward, so she doesn't have to give him sex.
yet.
Yet.
Wow, wow. Yes, that was creepy. I will
Yes,
never
it
do
was.
it again.
It would
We
be
do
pretty
that.
funny if Simmons ended up with Ward and Sky ended up with.
Yeah, that would be a change of status quo.
Now I have to ask you guys something, if that's okay.
Okay.
What do you guys feel about
No.
this whole? Okay, fine. Good night, everybody. No. Do you like the fact that they extended more about, the abilities that the Yutari helmet had?
Ye-
The
yes.
abilities it had, the
You mean
Or
only
its
thing.
ability to give a virus or something?
Well, no, I thought they explained that the virus was something that would belong to the Chitauri that was wearing the helmet, and
Right.
it's sort of like
Yeah,
transferred to the helmet.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was a Chitari. Not all Chitaris had it. That particular.
so it's special kind.
I like
Who
that.
know?
I
Who
like that they
knows?
used it.
The disease might not even be native to the Chitauri. That particular Chitauri might have contracted it through its travels in space. Who knows?
So pretty much it was HIV.
What?
I'm just
Yeah,
saying, space
yeah,
is lonely at times, and hey, I'm just
yeah. I
saying.
mean, alien STD. Yeah, that's what the show has come to.
No, I said HIV. That's even worse. Because you die in the end.
You
That
have
that
been
was good.
violated by an alien, by a spaceman.
Hey, I'm just saying,
I
like, look at Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk's had sex with how many aliens again? And never attracted nothing? It makes you think. It makes you
Yeah,
think.
but
So
So
I
let's
mean,
get back to the episode.
we're gonna have to mention space AIDS in the YouTube recap. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Okay, let's get back to the episode. Yeah, Ward saving her. Okay.
And then of course there was the Ward scene where he mocks himself. Good scene.
Yeah. Oh, before that, we got a good we had like a lecture from Colson, like you should never do that again.
He was mad.
Mad and glad.
I think Coulson is going to be mad a lot. Like he was mad this episode. He was mad last episode. I think his goal is to. I think the goal is to break Coulson's cool.
Was
Yeah,
it-
I can.
that
Go ahead.
the thing I want to say is that whole scene where he was yelling at Ward and Simmons. I thought that was great. It kind of had me feel like he was playing the father role for that whole situation. Kind of like when a father's daughter does something that gets her and puts her in danger. He jumps up to help her, grabs her, takes her away, puts his hands on her shoulders, looks her dead in the eyes, and says, like, "Don't you ever do that again." It's like one of those situations. And I thought it was great. I thought that was a good moment for Coulson.
That was strangely specific, Charles.
Why, what?
That was strangely specific. Is there anything you want to tell us about?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have an intervention with Charles later.
Yes, we do.
There is nothing going on. What the hell?
Show us on the doll where he touched you.
Right. Did he give you Jesus juice?
So
That's where
we
he
have that
touched me.
particular scene, but it's kind of while it's very heartfelt, it's kind of trumped by the fact that he said, "Well, I understand that you were doing it to save the team, but now I'm going to be mad at you. So I've already undercut everything I'm about to say."
Because he said it would be a shame if she was gone. Put it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have the scene where they're dropping off the helmets, and he's being told that if he keeps doing these breaking these rules, he's going to end up having this team taken away from him. Said, good luck with that. Which
Called his bluff.
I
He called his bluff, really.
don't see how it's a good luck with that, because
And I think
that
that's going
someone
to
who is
become
higher ranked than him.
yeah, I think that's going to become a sub plot line later on in the season, or maybe they're going to stretch it out to sometime next season, and they're going to like say like some guy up at like level 9 or 10 of
Or Nick
Shield,
Fury.
and they
Well, let's
walk
say level 8.
and they walk up to Coulson and say like, you've broken too many rules, you are relieved of your command, that kind of thing. And they're gonna be separated. They're gonna be disbanded. They're all gonna go separate areas. Sky's gonna be completely disbanded from the S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, and she's probably gonna be interrogated and questioned and then possibly detained. Just yeah,
That sounds like an interesting plotline.
you know.
Also, did that guy look familiar to any of you guys? He looks so
Yeah,
familiar.
Agent Blake. He's from Item 47. The Marvel
Okay.
one-shot.
He acted in the show Lost. He played Jacob's brother. When they
Okay.
did the explanation of who Jacob was in the later seasons of Lost, they showed that Jacob actually had a brother. And the actor that played Agent Blake is the guy who played Jacob's brother. And then
Okay.
also in the TV show Supernatural, that actor played the horseman known as War.
Charles has
Oh.
been looking people up, I can tell.
He's a
Yeah.
stalker. In a good way.
I just know I recognize his face because I've seen him in a lot of things.
He's recognizable. He's very recognizable for a lot of genre shows. To be honest.
Yeah.
It's one of those guys who are like saying like, "Yep, I've seen him before."
Yeah.
Right.
And Jacob's brother, you're talking the Man in Black, right?
Yes, the guy that was the big
original Man
smoke,
in Black?
the black smoke. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And so we have that scene. They drop off the helmets. What else? Did we have any wild speculation?
Well, I wanted to talk about something that was announced today for S.H.I.E.L.D. that will actually affect for next week's episode. Is it okay to talk about spoilers now?
Well, we already spoiled the whole damn show.
Well, it was announced today through Marvel that a character from the comics called Victoria Hand is coming to the show, and she apparently she's apparently a decently big character in the S.H.I.E.L.D. comics, and we know that there's going to be something called Level 8 next week, and I'm wondering if that's something that's going to introduce this subplot of they are going to perhaps try to separate this team.
Probably.
And I know you said something about wild speculation. There was something I was going to talk about earlier in the episode, and then I waited until the end, and now I don't remember what it is.
What, that Coulson's an alien?
Oh, no, now that reminds me. Okay, we also didn't talk about the part that happened after Simmons and Ward left Coulson's office, and then Melinda May walked in, and he started telling her that after everything that has happened to him, he feels different.
He doesn't feel right.
He doesn't feel right. He doesn't feel like he used to. And Melinda explained that, well, when you die and you come back, you have to have come back different. Something must have changed.
Well, pretty much she cut him off there.
And then she also told him to take off his shirt, unbutton it, and he opened up his shirt, and I bet all the girls were screaming and squealing, going like, woo, yeah, sexy, whatever, shut up.
Hey, I was screaming too.
Wow.
But they opened up his shirt, and they said, they showed the scar. So that actually confirms that this is not a life model decoy. This is Coulson's body. It's just something magical or technology-wise would have brought him back. So what I said is probably right.
Well, it could still be an LMD because they could have replicated. They could be another body, and they just replicated the scar.
Well, no, they wouldn't do that because what would be the point?
To convince him that he's still alive?
Yeah.
I just don't see it. It just doesn't work for me. I still think it's Coulson's body, just it came back through technological or magical means.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's
Because
so too.
because even if it wasn't a life model decoy and it was a clone, like some people are speculating, the scar would not be there.
That's
Or
true.
it's there because they want to like convince them that you are yourself or whatever.
But if it was Coulson, he would have he would know how to handle a gun properly his own way, and his whole muscle memory has been out
Well,
of place lately.
well, with the clone thing, that explains, or the life model decoy, that explains the lack of muscle memory, like when it comes to cocking a pistol. But I still think that he was brought back by magical and technological means. Now, how that would affect his muscle memory, I have no idea. But I'm sure they're going to come up with some way to explain it.
Yeah,
Well,
also
Agent Blake pointed something out. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying I Spy. One of his ex officers knew something was something was wrong with him as well. I think that was before the eye. Before she took out the eye, or was it after they took out the eye? But it was somewhere that she knew something wasn't right about him, like
Oh, that's right.
his whole features.
Yeah.
And then
Now-
Blake, he said the same thing at the end, like that doesn't sound like the Coulson that I knew. When they were talking about splitting up the team or whatever, he noticed that something is off as well.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now you were kind of breaking up at the time. What were you talking about earlier, Andy? Victoria. What was?
Victoria Han, it's a Marvel character. She's famous for something called Dark Avengers, I think. And she's a lesbian character, which is kind of cool. And she's gonna be introduced in the next week's episode, played by an actress called Saffron Burrows.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who that is, so I'm about to do a Google search.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Saffron Burrows. Holy shit.
She apparently first is a S.H.I.E.L.D. accountant. She had different beliefs on war and terror and sent a letter to S.H.I.E.L.D. director Nick Fury about the war and terrorism and their concerns that he's not doing a good job. And that ended up getting her promoted. Okay. Okay. She ended up working for Hammer. What else? I don't know. We'll see. What's in the comics does not directly translate into what's in the TV show. So talking more about that probably won't help. But I'll
it's just something to look forward to.
Yeah. And maybe she is a level 8 character, because that's something we saw in the preview, is that Fitz is going to be over at least temporarily into a level 8 operation.
Right.
Well, I think we see her back in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
For a brief second.
I don't know, but okay. Did we have anything else?
Nope.
Cool. All right. Make sure to check us out at geeksoftheround.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please, because all of our videos are going to our new YouTube channel, youtube.com/geeksoftheround. Make sure to check us out on Mondays when we do Walking Dead, Tuesdays when we do Blacklist, Wednesdays when we do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Thursdays when we do American Horror Story. We do 4 shows a week now. That's how much we love you guys. I'm in all of those except American Horror Story. I'm in 3 of those.
Which just got a season 4.
All right, and oh yeah, American Horror Story just got renewed for season 4. You're right.
We didn't see that
coming.
coming.
Okay, and that's it. I want to say thank you for watching and goodbye.
Bye-bye.